Welcome to Life on Maui. In our continuing series of personal enhancement, personal growth, we have a very special guest today. He's our second guest from the world-renowned The Secret. If any of you haven't seen the interview I did with John DeMartini, you can go to my website, stephenfreid.blogspot.com, and see the first interview that I did from one of the luminaries from The Secret. Today we have Joe Vitale on the show, and I'm thrilled to have him on the show. He's going to be doing a workshop this weekend in Kaanapali. We'll talk a little bit about that. It's called Zero Limits, and very interested to hear some of the fascinating stories from his personal and professional life. So welcome to the show, Joe.
Thank you. It's great to be here. What an honor. What a treat. I love Maui.
Yay, Maui.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Feels good.
So you have a moniker, or whatever you want to call it, that you've had for a while, Mr. Fire. Where did that nickname, and it's your website as well, mrfire.com. Where did you get that nickname or that moniker or whatever?
Yeah, occasionally people ask me about that. I've had it for well over 30 years at this point, and an old girlfriend told me that I set a fire under people, that I would talk to them, I would inspire them, I would motivate them. If I found out that they had some sort of book they wanted to write or a business they wanted to create or something that they wanted to do but they weren't doing it, I really did my best to ignite something within them to go for it, because I feel that's my mission on earth. And she just said, "You're Mr. Fire. You're lighting a fire under everybody." And it stuck. And I thought, well, most people mispronounce my last name. They misspell my last name, but they always remember Mr. Fire. And that was in the early days of the internet. So when I put up my website, I just thought, I'll call it mrfire.com. And it's still there today at www.mrfire.com.
That's something.
Right.
So how do you, how would you put it that you light that fire? What is it that you're doing to light that fire inside of somebody and bring out, I imagine, what's a spark in them and light it? How do you do that?
That's a great question. I would say, first of all, I'm listening. And what I'm listening for is their passion. I'm listening for the excitement in their voice, in their words, in their stories, for something they love to do and they long to do, but they haven't been doing it. And maybe they haven't been doing it because they don't know how. Most likely it's because of fear. Fear of failure or fear of success are the two biggies. And so basically I'm listening. And if somebody tells me that they've always wanted to, I don't know, open a restaurant, or they've always wanted to do this or always wanted to do that, I draw it out. I want to hear more about it. And if I feel that they're really passionate about it, then I start probing a little bit in a very loving, friendly. It is not a Marine sergeant getting in your face saying, you need to do this. You know, it's not a tough love approach. It's more of a, my love is touching their love, and I'm just warming it up a little bit to see if they can go ahead and begin to pursue their dream. I love doing that. I really do believe my calling is to inspire people to go for and achieve their dreams. So I, to that end, am writing my books, I'm making my speaking engagements, I'm in all these movies, I've got all this going on. But the drive, the end result, is to inspire people to go for their dreams, to set a fire under everybody.
Okay, so taking it back, what do you feel like created that in you? I mean, that's your mission. I guess that's all you can say. Is there some traceable element in your life that you can take that back to, or does that go way back in your life?
Wow, what a great question. You should have told me what you were going to ask me so I can think about this in advance.
Well, yeah, right.
Well, that is a great question, though. You know, first of all, I do think it's something I was born with, but I didn't know it when I was born. It's like most of us, you're born and you don't know anything. You don't know what's going on in the world. You don't know how to speak the language or walk or anything else. And you learn as you go. And I don't know, along the way, when I realized around the age of 16 that I wanted to be an author, that I wanted to write books that made a difference, and I wanted to write stories and plays and all these big dreams that I had when I was a teenager, I think I wondered then where it came from. Because even that passion, that calling, didn't come from my immediate family. I only saw my father read one book in his entire 80-some years of living there. And my mother probably read a couple books, but these were not writers, these were not readers. And here I am, the only child. I got 2 brothers and a sister. I'm the only one who says, I want to be an author. Where did that come from? I would say a whole lot of it came with birth, that it was in me. It was kind of like a predestined thing. And so somewhere along the line, I scratched the surface, I uncovered it, and I began to find my passion. So my belief, by extension, is that you and every listener out there, every person watching this, they all have that. They may not know what it is, but I can help them find it. If I talk to anybody for about 20 minutes, often much less, I can find what that little passion is that's lurking in there. And then I dust it off a little bit, I light the match, I start to fuel the fire a little bit, and it starts to heat up and it starts to come alive. So for me, I'm a great believer that the divine is leading our way. I stopped trying to create my life. Now what I'm doing is agreeing to my life. Because what's happening is that the divine is putting me like this, like being on this show, putting me in people, in places, in situations to extend my reach, my mission to help people. But I'm not orchestrating it. I'm not doing it with any sort of strategy in mind. It's all an extension of my mission. So my mission seems to have come with birth, but I discovered it a little later after birth. Everybody has a mission, but they have to discover what it is for themselves.
Gotcha. Well, speaking about that, this coming weekend you're doing a Zero Limits workshop.
Yes, very excited.
Very excited. You told me yesterday that this is completely coming from, this is different than your other workshops.
Absolutely.
And though this won't be broadcast in time necessarily for people listening to attend it, I'm very interested to hear what it's about, because chances are you'll be back. You love Maui.
Absolutely.
You're here often, and you'll be back. So tell people what the Zero Limits workshop is about, because I'm very excited to hear. I'm going to attend, and I'm going to make sure and get a little 20 minutes in there so you can do your work with me.
Okay.
And I know it's all spontaneous, so tell me about it.